What if I told you that the safe, comfortable path you are currently walking is actually a conveyor belt leading you directly into a meat grinder? Does that scare you? It should, because you have been mathematically designed to fail before you even earned your first dollar. I'm King, and I am a financial realist here to wake you up from a nightmare you don't even know you're sleeping through. If you want to actually own your life instead of renting it from the bank, hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video. Here's the thing, you think you have time to figure this out later. You don't. You think the system is broken. It's not. It is working exactly as intended, and you are the fuel. By the end of this, you're going to be angry, but you're finally going to see the bars of the cage. Let's look at the math, because numbers don't lie, but people do, and you have been lied to your entire life. You sit there and you think, well, if I just work harder, if I just get that 5% raise, everything will be okay. No, it won't. That is the crazy part about the way you view money. You are looking at the gross number on your offer letter and thinking that belongs to you. It doesn't. You are a conduit for capital, not a keeper of it. Most people look at a $60,000 salary and see opportunity. I look at it and see a trap. Let's break it down logically without any emotion, just raw data. You start with that 60 grand. Uncle Sam walks in the room before you even get out of bed. Federal tax, state tax, FICA, Social Security, which you will probably never see, by the way. Medicare. Boom. You are instantly down to maybe $45,000 if you are lucky and live in a state that doesn't completely hate you. So now you have roughly $3,700 a month. You feel okay about that? You shouldn't, because you have to live somewhere. And because you have been told that renting is throwing money away, maybe you bought a house you can't afford, or maybe you are renting a 2-bedroom apartment that costs you $1,800 a month because the housing market is absolutely insane right now. That is 50% of your take-home pay gone just to have a roof over your head to sleep under, so you have enough energy to go back to work the next day. Here's the thing that gets me. You still have to eat. You have to get to work. You have a car payment. The average car payment in America right now is over $700. $700 for a piece of metal that goes down in value the second you drive it off the lot. That is financial suicide. But you do it because you think you deserve it, or because you think you need a reliable car to get to the job that pays for the car. Do you see the circle yet? It's a loop. You are running on a hamster wheel. You have insurance, gas, maintenance. You are now left with what? Maybe $600 or $700 for food, utilities, phone, internet, and that Netflix subscription you use to numb your brain at night. And then you walk into a grocery store. Have you been to a grocery store lately? You walk into Walmart or Kroger and you pick up a carton of eggs and a gallon of milk and suddenly you've spent $50. You look at the receipt and you wonder if there was a mistake. There is no mistake. It is called inflation, and it is the silent tax that is robbing you blind every single second of every single day. Most people think inflation is just prices going up. It's not. It is the value of your labor going down. You worked an hour for $25 3 years ago, and that bought you 10 things. Today, you work that same hour, you get that same $25, but it only buys you 6 things. You were robbed of 4 items, and you didn't even see the thief. That is the analytical reality of your situation. You are fighting a mathematical war where the enemy has unlimited ammunition, and you are fighting with a stick. You put 3% into your 401k because HR told you it was a smart match, right? You think that 3% is going to make you a millionaire in 40 years? Let's do the math on that. Even with compound interest, if you account for the inflation we just talked about, that real inflation, not the CPI number the government feeds you, your purchasing power in 40 years will likely be less than it is today. You are saving money to be poor in the future. That is the logic. That is the cold, hard truth. You are playing a game where the rules are written in a language you haven't bothered to learn, and the house always wins. You are the player, but you are also the chip. Now, I want you to step away from the calculator for a second. I want you to feel this. I want you to tap into that feeling you have in the pit of your stomach on a Sunday evening. You know the one. It's about 7 p.m., the weekend is over. the sun is going down, and you feel that heaviness in your chest, the Sunday scaries, but it's not just anxiety, it's mourning. You are mourning the loss of your freedom for the next 5 days. You are dreading the alarm clock. Imagine it. It's 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. That sound, that horrible, repetitive digital alarm goes off. It cuts through your dreams like a knife. You hit snooze. You always hit snooze because you are exhausted. Not just physically tired, but spiritually drained. You drag yourself out of bed. The floor is cold. You look in the mirror while you're brushing your teeth, and for a split second, you make eye contact with yourself. You see the tired eyes. You see the gray hairs starting to come in. And you ask yourself, is this it? Is this really what I'm supposed to do for the next 40 years? You get in your car, you merge onto the highway, it's bumper to bumper, red taillights as far as the eye can see. You look at the driver in the car next to you, he looks exactly like you. Dead eyes, staring forward, hands gripping the steering wheel a little too tight. You are both prisoners in the same open-air jail, moving at 5 miles an hour towards a building where you will sit under fluorescent lights that buzz with a frequency that gives you a headache by 2 p.m., You get to the office, or maybe you log on to Zoom from your kitchen table. It doesn't matter. The feeling is the same. Someone named Karen or Steve sends you an email marked urgent about something that absolutely does not matter in the grand scheme of the universe. They ask you for a spreadsheet. They ask you to circle back. They use words like synergy and bandwidth, and you have to smile. You have to type back, "Sure thing, happy to help," while inside you are screaming. You are selling your life, your literal time on this earth, the only resource you can never get back, for a paycheck that clears on Friday and is gone by Monday. And here's the thing that really hurts. Think about your family. Think about your kids, if you have them, or your future kids. You tell them you love them. You tell them they are the most important thing in the world to you. But where is your time? You give the best hours of your day, the best energy of your life, to a corporation that would replace you within 2 weeks if you drop dead at your desk. You give your family the scraps, you come home tired, you're irritable, you snap at your spouse because the dishwasher wasn't loaded right. But really you're mad because your boss disrespected you and you couldn't say anything back. You give your boss your submission and you give your family your frustration. Does that sound like success to you? Does that sound like the American dream? It sounds like a nightmare to me. You walk through the mall and you see things you want to buy, maybe a nice watch, maybe a vacation for your wife, and you have to do the mental math. If I buy this, I can't pay the electric bill. You have to say no to yourself constantly. You live in a state of restriction. You shrink your life to fit your paycheck, instead of expanding your paycheck to fit your life. You are living in a box, and the walls are getting closer every single year because of that inflation we talked about. You feel it, don't you? That quiet desperation. The feeling that you were meant for something more than data entry and commuting. You watch movies about people going on adventures, people building empires, and you think, must be nice. You look at Instagram and see people your age traveling the world, driving nice cars, looking healthy and happy, and you feel that twinge of jealousy. You tell yourself, oh, they're just lucky, or daddy probably paid for it. That's a defense mechanism. You say that to protect your ego, because if you admitted that they earned it, you would have to admit that you are failing to earn it. And that hurts, but you need to let it hurt. You need to let that pain burn you a little bit. Because pain is a great motivator. Comfort is the enemy. You are too comfortable in your misery. You have learned to tolerate the intolerable. Most people live their entire lives in this gray zone. They aren't in enough pain to change, but they aren't happy enough to enjoy it. They just exist. They float, they wait for Friday, they wait for the 2 weeks of vacation. They wait for retirement. They wait to die. You cannot be one of those people. If you are listening to my voice right now, you are different. You have a spark. But that spark is being smothered by the wet blanket of mediocrity that society has thrown over you. You need to shake it off. You need to get angry. Not violent, but aggressive. You need to attack your life. So, how do we fix this? Because I'm not just here to make you depressed, I'm here to give you the key to the handcuffs. But here is the thing, you have to be willing to turn the key. I can't turn it for you. We need to talk about tactics. We need to talk about strategy. First, you have to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a producer. That is the fundamental shift. You have been trained since birth to consume, watch TV, buy toys, eat food, buy clothes. You need to switch teams. You need to create. Step one, you need to detach your income from your time. As long as you are trading hours for dollars, you are capped. There are only 24 hours in a day. You can't work more. You need leverage. You need to build something that works while you sleep. I'm not talking about some get-rich-quick crypto scheme. I'm talking about building a scalable skill set. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and ask, what can I do that is valuable? Can you write? Can you code? Can you sell? If the answer is nothing, then that is your first problem. You need to go to University of YouTube tonight. Stop watching cat videos. Stop watching politics that just make you angry. Start learning. Learn copywriting. Learn digital marketing. Learn how to edit video. These are high-value skills. You have to understand the tax code. You think the rich just get lucky? No, they use the rules. You are playing checkers, they are playing chess. When you are a W-2 employee, you earn money, you get taxed, and you spend what is left. That is the sucker's cycle. When you own a business, even a side hustle LLC, you earn money, you spend money on your business expenses, which can be a lot of things if you are smart, and then you get taxed on what is left. Do you see the difference? It is massive. It is the difference between keeping 30% of your money and keeping 80% of your money. You need to start a side hustle, and I don't mean driving Uber. Driving Uber is just another job where you trade time for money and destroy your car in the process. I mean a scalable business, create a digital product, write an ebook, start a service agency where you outsource the work. You need to find a way to make money that doesn't require your physical presence every second. Here's the thing about the standard advice. It tells you to save. Skip the Starbucks latte and you'll be rich. That is absolute garbage. You cannot save your way to wealth if your income is low. You can skip coffee for 1,000 years and you won't have a private jet. You need to focus on the shovel, not the hole. You need a bigger shovel. You need to increase your income. You have to be willing to suffer in the short term for freedom in the long term. You might have to work your 9 to 5, come home, eat a quick dinner, and then work another 4 hours on your business. You might have to give up your weekends for a year. Oh, but King, I need work-life balance. No, you don't. You are broke. You don't deserve balance yet. You need momentum. Balance is for people who have already won. You are in the trenches. You need to fight. You need to audit your circle. Who are you hanging out with? If your 5 best friends are broke, complaining about their boss, and drinking beer every Friday night to forget their lives, guess what? You are number 6. You are the average of the people you surround yourself with. It's a cliche because it's true. You need to find people who are doing better than you. You need to get in rooms where you are the dumbest person. That is how you grow. You might have to cut people off. It sounds harsh, but are they paying your bills? Are they securing your legacy? No, then their opinion doesn't matter. You also need to understand the concept of good debt versus bad debt. Most people are terrified of debt. They think all debt is evil. Consumer debt, credit cards, car loans for luxury cars, that is evil. That is cancer. But debt used to buy assets, that is leverage. Real estate investors use the bank's money to get rich. You save up 20 grand, you use it as a down payment on a rental property, the tenant pays the mortgage and you get the tax benefits and the appreciation. You are using other people's money to build your wealth. That is how the game is played, but you are too scared to play because you've been told debt is bad by your parents who are also broke. That's the crazy part. You take advice from people who haven't achieved what you want to achieve. And would you take fitness advice from a fat person? No. So why do you take money advice from your broke uncle? Why do you listen to a college professor teaching business who has never started a business? It makes no sense. You need to curate your inputs. You have to become obsessed. You can't just kind of want this. You have to want it more than you want to breathe. You have to look at your bank account and get angry. Use that anger. Channel it, turn it into late nights and early mornings. And let's talk about investing. You cannot just let your money sit in a savings account earning 0.01% interest. That is losing money. You need to be in the market. You need to be in real estate. You need to be in things that have tangible value. But you can't invest money you don't have. That goes back to the income problem. Income is the engine. Investing is the transmission. You can have the best transmission in the world, but if the engine has no horsepower, you aren't going anywhere. Fix the income first. You also need to protect your mind. The news is designed to keep you scared. Social media is designed to keep you distracted. They are harvesting your attention. Your attention is currency. When you scroll on TikTok for 2 hours, you are paying them. You are the product. Stop being the product. Become the merchant. Create the content. Sell the product. Own the platform. You have to realize that no one is coming to save you. The government isn't going to save you. The lottery isn't going to save you. Your boss isn't going to save you. You are on your own. You are the captain of the ship. If it hits an iceberg, that is on you. If it sails to paradise, that is on you. Radical responsibility. That is the only way out. You stop blaming the economy. You stop blaming your upbringing. You look in the mirror and say, I am the problem and I am the solution. Think about the next 5 years. If you don't change anything, where will you be? You'll be 5 years older, probably 5 pounds heavier, and in the exact same financial hole. Does that thought terrify you? It should. Now imagine if you start today. If you commit, if you grind. In 5 years, you could be free. You could wake up when you want. You could work on what you want. You could look at a menu and order without looking at the price. That is freedom, and it is worth every drop of sweat it takes to get there. Listen to me closely. We are reaching the end, but this is really just the beginning for you. You have a choice to make right now in this very second. You can click off this video, go back to your recommended feed, watch some cat videos, watch a prank video, get a quick dopamine hit, and go back to sleep. You can go back to the Matrix. You can pretend I didn't just expose the reality of your financial cage. You can take the blue pill, or you can take the red pill. You can decide right here, right now, that enough is enough. You can look at your life and say, I refuse to be average. You can accept the challenge. It won't be easy. I never said it would be easy. In fact, it's going to be the hardest thing you ever do. You will want to quit. You will cry. You will fail. You will lose money. You will be embarrassed. But here is the thing. The alternative is worse. The alternative is a slow, quiet death of the soul. The alternative is looking back when you are 80 years old, sitting in a nursing home paid for by the state, eating mushy peas, and regretting everything you didn't do. Regret is heavier than failure. Failure is a bruise. Regret is a scar that never fades. You need to take action, not tomorrow, not on Monday. Now, what is the one thing you can do today? Open the LLC, buy the domain name, read the first chapter of that book on sales, cancel the Netflix subscription, do something. Motion creates emotion, action kills anxiety. Most people are going to watch this and do nothing. That is the sad statistical reality. Most people are sheep. They want to be led to the slaughterhouse because it's comfortable and they get fed along the way. But you, I think you're a wolf. I think you have teeth. I think you are hungry. But you've forgotten how to hunt because the zookeepers have been feeding you processed meat your whole life. It's time to leave the zoo. It's time to go into the wild. I want you to subscribe to this channel, not because I need your validation, but because you need the reminder. You need this voice in your ear every week telling you the truth when the rest of the world is telling you sweet little lies. You need to be surrounded by this energy. Hit the like button so the algorithm shows this to more people who need to wake up. We are building an army here, an army of free thinkers, an army of wealth builders. You have the potential. I see it, but potential means nothing without execution. Ideas are worthless. Execution is everything. You have the map now. I just gave it to you. I showed you the math. I showed you the trap. I showed you the way out, but you have to walk the path. You have to put one foot in front of the other. So go look at your bank account. Let it make you angry. Go look at your car payment. Let it make you sick. And then turn that emotion into fuel. Build your empire. Brick by brick, dollar by dollar. It is possible. People dumber than you have done it. People with less opportunity than you have done it. Why not you? There is no why not, there is only you. Get up, get to work, stop making excuses, stop waiting for permission. I'm giving you permission right now. Go be great, go be rich, go be free. I'm king. This is your wake-up call. Class dismissed. Now go earn.